Hi there. I thought I'd come on live and kind of just explain what, just put my phone off, what Manchester Keto is all about. And I've started this page and group in Facebook to have a more in-depth discussion all about nutritional ketosis, keto. What is it all about? There's a phase, it's, a fad that's been going around for a long time. Is it a trend, or is it something that's really therapeutic, something that can benefit us? I've been trying to help people now for many years, and I've been basically concentrating a lot on our mental well-being. And for the last 15 weeks now, I've been concentrating on my physical well-being. I have for years now, but I'm talking about from a nutritional sense, from an inside sense, from what am I supplying my body in order to give it the best chance. And a lot of it's come out of the current pandemic, this fear, basically, health fear. So, up until the pandemic, the lockdowns and stuff, I was going to the gym on a regular basis. I was involved with trying to keep myself healthy, but I wasn't necessarily feeding myself in a healthy way. And so when the lockdown came, then there was no going to the gym anymore. In fact, I was confined, like we all were, to a space at home, and for many weeks didn't even go out, and only recently started to go out daily for walks. And I began to worry about my physical health. I began to worry about my blood results. I began to worry about my blood glucose. I began to worry about the things that I was eating. And of course, in addition to that, the whole idea of COVID-19 and the threat that has to our life. And so, I tried to find out and do something about it. And I came across the whole idea of keto, and it wasn't brand new to me because somebody close to me, a friend, had already kind of introduced me to it in one way or another. But during COVID, I was basically on my own, and I didn't really cook keto. I didn't know how to do that, and that wasn't available to me. So yeah, this Facebook page, this Facebook group is about the keto conversation. From the therapeutic side. I'm not into diets as such. I've never dieted in my life before. And I'm not really on a diet now. I've changed my lifestyle. And lifestyle is really important in those days that we live in now, because much bigger than COVID-19 is the pandemic of obesity, is the pandemic of chronic diseases like diabetes type 2, chronic diseases like what's been called diabetes type 3 or Alzheimer's, dementia, that is being more and more researched and sourced back to the way that we live our lives, especially what we eat. And other autoimmune chronic situations, whether it's food allergies or whether it's all sorts of digestive tract autoimmune, and even things like migraines and other fibromyalgia and all sorts of other painful situations, seems to have some sort of connection to what we're putting in our mouths. And so I came across, ketones, and started to drink ketones. That's these things here. And this is what kind of introduced me to this whole keto thing in a very active way. And I'm not going to apologize for not being a Puritan in, keto diet, because I stress I'm not into diets. I was into physical health, and I'm into mental health, and I'm into health in general and well-being of myself and others around me. So I won't apologize for drinking ketones, which might not be, from the Puritan point of view, the right thing to do. I'm not interested in groupthink. I'm interested in the right thing to do. And so I bought the book. I've got this. It's the Ketogenic Bible. There are lots and lots of books, and there's lots and lots of groups out there, and information is available. But what I wanted to do was to concentrate it here in these groups. And I've been doing this now for 15 weeks. I mean, it's really not any time at all. And I'm already becoming much healthier. And I know this because I'm taking objective measurements. So whether that's measurements of my body or whether it's measurements of my blood, whether I'm getting a blood screens on a regular basis, I want to know if I'm really getting healthier or not. And I see that I am. I'm talking, I've cut my carbs. I'm taking a reduced amount of proteins, and I've upped my healthy fats, and I've upped my exercise on a daily basis. I'm not doing much more than that at the moment. And my fat is, coming off. My blood is becoming healthier. My glucose is stabilizing. And I attribute a lot of the easiness to that, to these ketones that I'm drinking, because I am effectively now eating a keto diet. I'm eating, what I'm putting in my mouth is keto friendly. And there's a lot of problems with eating in a keto way. And, I just want to go through, each time that I come on here, go through from this book. I'm not making this stuff up myself. I'm learning just like anybody else maybe here on this group. And the idea is that we learn together, and anything that you can contribute, then contribute. I was talking to Jamie yesterday, and you can see that on my health and wellness show. He was over 300 pounds, he was like 150 kilos. And now he's like, he's a sportsman. He's an athlete. He looks amazing. 46-year-old guy, and turned his whole life around, turned his life around from the point of view of the way he looks, turned his life around from the point of the way he feels, turned his life around from his internal blood checks, from cholesterol and sugar and everything, and got it all down. He's got it all back to normal. It's an amazing accomplishment, and all through choosing to put in his mouth something that is compatible with his body. And I feel really strongly about this. I started my journey about 12 years ago, and I started it from a natural medicine point of view, started it from a physical point of view, actually, before I went on to dealing with the psychological side. And I realized then, and it's really come back to me hard now after speaking to Jamie yesterday, that the medical industry is not helping us in the way that it maybe should be helping us. I'm not talking about acute medical problems. Acute medical problems, the medical field is absolutely amazing. If you have a heart problem, you'll fix it. If you have a cancer problem, fix it. I mean, it's really, really good, right? You have a broken leg, we'll fix it. You need, you got glass stuck in your eye, they know how to get it out. You need cataracts done, they know how to get it out. They're absolutely amazing. But there's a lot of chronic disease out there that is failing us. And doctors don't get trained in a lot of things, and they work towards protocols, and a lot of their protocols are pharmaceutical-based protocols. And they don't have, even if they wanted to, they don't always have the leeway to advise us to go out of these protocols. And so if you've got diabetes type 2, then the main thing is, first of all, try and, fix your diet. They don't really know what to advise. They might give you a coach. They might, send you to a group, and people tend not to go there until it's too late. And, until you're at one stage, after you're pre-diabetes, you're into diabetes, and then boom, you're on metformin, and then you're on further than that, and a few other drugs, and then eventually you're onto insulin, and you're in late stage diabetes type 2, and then God help you. And this is a world pandemic. It's a lifestyle disease, and there are ways of treating it that is not medicinal. It's obvious. If this is a lifestyle disease, then lifestyle can also cure it. Lifestyle can change it, if we don't wait until it's too late. And I don't want to wait till it's too late. So, the problem with eating low carbs and no sugar after a lifetime of eating this stuff is that you become addicted to it. You become part of it. And it's very difficult to give up. You have withdrawal symptoms, you have cravings, just like any other addiction. And so when I started taking these ketones, I didn't have any of that. But I started to reap the benefits of ketosis. Right now, it's not all exogenous ketones, I've learned, are the same. And the ones that I drink from Prove It are the only ones, they're patented, and they're the only ones that are bioidentical to the ketones that we have in our body. So it's a very serious matter, and that's just what I want to start this group about. I want to bring recipes. I'm just finishing off making my first ever keto loaf of bread. I've made a keto pizza. I've made a keto cheesecake. Actually, when you live a lifestyle of keto, you actually keep a lot of the great stuff, right? Because you can, you have full cream, you've got butter, you've got avocados, you've got real good fats, you've got meat and fish, nuts, so you got all the proteins. And you cut out all the rubbish, and you save a lot of money on cutting out the rubbish. I've realized if I go into any grocery shop or supermarket, 80 to 90% of what they're offering is just off the books for me now, because if I don't want something with sugar or corn syrup, which is basically poisonous these days, or anything with wheat or other carbohydrates that are basically empty, so there are no white rices and there's no white flour, and if I take all that off, there's really nothing left. No potatoes, nothing. There's nothing left in that supermarket. It's much, from a food standpoint, that's worth eating. So I wanted this group to be there for questions that I'll go and find the answers for discussing our experiences, going through this together. I believe very much in community. So if anybody wants to start off this, if they've got, want to make your life better, then I want you to join me on this journey, and we'll do it together. We'll build this group together, and we'll have a therapeutic group that we can actually, go through our journey together and get ourselves to better health, better mental health, better physical health. And these ketones are pure, clean fuel for our brain, whether we make them ourselves in our liver or whether we make it in a drink. And it's really important. It's really important. I can't stress it more, because after a certain age, 30 years old, the glucose doesn't necessarily work well in our brain. And our brain starts to deteriorate. It's short of fuel. And we're learning more and more that this has a connection to Alzheimer's later on. We have a sort of a insulin resistance in our brain. But ketones can get through that brain-blood barrier and nourish our brain. And so you can become more focused, you can have better sleep. You know, this is ketones, whether it's ketones from your liver or ketones from the packet. More concentration. And so what I do is I offer, packs of 5 sachets just to taste it and see if you like it. Packs of 10 days to see how it goes in 10 days. Or a full box of 20. And, we go for a 10-day challenge. We have 2 packs a day and you see exactly what's going on. It's all about experiencing it. It's all about your personal journey. So that's it. I think I've spoken enough for today. We've got Bush Muncher coming on from Twitter saying, I feel immense. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're joining us. And you're welcome to write comments. You're welcome to write questions. I'll try and come on as much as possible and also post things and write things. And let's build this group together. Let's go on a journey of health and well-being together. Let's get ourselves up and running. Start posting, videos. Start posting what you're doing. Let's go on walks together. Let's build this community of health and well-being and bring some goodness into the world. There's a lot of negativity going around just now. There's a lot of worry and there's a lot of anxiety and there's a lot of, mental health issues and physical health issues. It's never been so bad. So let's build this together. Let's build a group together. Let's do some, meditational work together. Let's do some good nutritional work together. Let's do some good, mental health work together. Let's build ourselves into a healthy, nurturing community. Take care for now.